like Sports Talk Tonight and streaming online at Newstalk, KGVO.com.
You know what time it is. It is time for the Sports Talk Tonight show with Gerns and Bedard live from the KGVO studio.
We are having a microphone difficulty over there, sir.
We are.
Yeah. Maybe you're on a different microphone. I don't know. Well,
is that better?
That would explain it.
Is that better?
That would explain it right there. I'm thinking 4.
Hear me now?
You're thinking 3. So that's right. They could hear me, and that's why they come. So.
Well, that's right. That's right. Sports Talk Tonight, Gerns and Bedard live from the KGVO studios.
What a start.
It is Wednesday night, Garden City. Smoke is in the air, but it's kind of abated towards the south.
Yeah.
Interesting. You could see the flames coming over Lolo Peak last night.
Mm-hmm.
Scary stuff.
Amazing what a measly few drops of rain on Sunday did to change the complexion of things for, well, a day.
I tell you what, that was heaven sent, Denny.
Yeah, it was.
Heaven sent.
But I made the mistake of usually when I'm doing on-air prep for the country radio show, I always look at the 7-day forecast, absolutely no changes. So I figured, okay, I'll look at the 14-day forecast, which I hardly ever do because I'm thinking, 14 days, what
do they know?
Too far down. Exactly the same, which is a little bit scary.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it is summer in Montana, and we are burning up, which is nothing out of the ordinary.
Yeah, and if we'd have a little rain every now and again, this would have been a gorgeous August. Temperatures about normal, lots of sunshine. It didn't work out that way.
Denny, your glass is about half full right now, and I like it.
Thank you.
I like it.
Thank you.
You're just excited because they announced the night of our fantasy football draft, and it's not on a Wednesday.
It's not on a Wednesday. It's on a Tuesday. I can attend the whole thing.
I don't know. I think Jennifer did a pretty bang-up job last year.
She did, but she was very nervous about it. She said, gosh, I'm glad you're going to be there for the whole thing this year.
Hey,
you just bailed out on me. You just left, and so you didn't miss much, but I don't know what I did.
I was trying to steal the players that you were going to draft before you got there. My wife, Kelsey, is actually participating in a fantasy football draft with
good for her.
A bunch of her cohorts.
Nice.
And we'll get the book, and I'll give her a list, and I'll scratch off the ones that that are serving suspensions, like Ezekiel Elliott. Well, who knows?
She'll just draft Minnesota Vikings. She'll be all right.
No, she's smarter than that. She hates her favorite team. Does that make any sense?
And she was just in a charity golf tournament, right? I saw something on Facebook. Was she part of?
You know what? I'm glad you brought that up because it's on my notes. My buddy, been one of my best friends since our freshman year in college. We met in Miller Hall. Neither of us stayed in Miller Hall, but that's where we met. Mm-hmm. Anyway, that's another story. And his mother passed away from breast cancer back when he was in high school. And as you know, Chris Anderson runs the university golf course.
Mm-hmm.
And, oh gosh, I can't remember how many years. This is like the 12th year or something that he has done this. But it's called the HAM, Harriet Anderson Memorial Fundraiser. And it is the funnest tournament you'll play in. It is the longest tournament you'll play in. It has the best food, but they raise a ton of money for sick children, anybody that gets sick. Doesn't have to be cancer. It can be an injury. It can be they help pay for hospital bills, medical bills, rooms for parents to stay in while their kids are getting treatment. I mean, sure. You name it, they do it, and they raise every year. They break a record. The devotion and the unselfishness that Chris displays, and it's not just him; it's his whole family. Donnie, Ronnie, Dane, Dennis, Dave, Dwayne, Darryl. His dad and 6 brothers. Did you get it? Donnie, Ronnie, Dane, Dennis, Dave, Dwayne, Darryl.
That's pretty good.
That is pretty good. They help out all their families, their kids. Both of mine were out there, although I don't know how much help they were doing. They were driving golf carts and kind of screwing around.
Yeah, they're doing exactly what they like to do.
But talk about and Chris Anderson is you want him to plan a party or a trip or anything.
Yeah.
The guy can plan, and he can get on the phone, and he can work the phones, and and everybody loves the guy, so of course they say yes. But very privileged to call him my friend, and every year he does it. Every year it's sold out, and just a wonderful thing for the community, and what a fun event.
Was it a scramble format? Did you play?
I did. It's a 2-person scramble, and which makes it kind of tough.
Yeah.
We actually, my partner and I, Josh Paffhausen, we finished even. We had to birdie the last 2 holes to get to even. But you play with either three pairs or 4 pairs, depending on how it goes. Sometimes you combine the pairs in front of you and you play with 6 pairs. And that makes it really fun. So, but anyway.
No wonder it was the longest golf tournament ever.
It was 7 hours to play 18 holes.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. And
I think my record's about 5. I can remember one of the Honkers tournaments at Stevensville, which 9-hole track.
Yep,
Of course, you go around, but it's an 18-hole tourney. And you go, that's where I met Huey Lewis. Huey Lewis is he likes to play in that one.
You have to be square, huh?
Yep, very hip, very square. And I think that one was about a 5er, but 7. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, it was. Hey, speaking of celebrities down the bid route, Kevin Costner's down in Darby right now.
Yeah, they're filming. They were auditioning for extras a couple of weekends in a row. They did it in Missoula, and they also auditioned in Hamilton. So
yeah, it's a movie about water rights.
Well, it's called Yellowstone, and I got the impression it was made for TV, maybe a series.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know, but about Costner and his 4 sons and water rights and back in the day and what have you. So cool. And I talked to a couple of the locals down there, and he was in town, and they said he couldn't be a nicer guy.
They're doing some filming in Darby and then some in Livingston as well.
So there you go.
Does he have a scramble golf tournament too? Is that why you brought Kevin up?
We're name dropping.
Just pop into your head.
Speaking of scramble golf tournaments.
Here we go.
Here's another one. The Bill Squires Memorial Golf Tournament is September the 22nd at the Missoula Country Club. And those of you who remember Bill, ran Blackfoot Communications, one of the best Grizz fans in the whole wide world. I mean, I used to play golf league with him. The nicest. What I didn't know about him is you think he's just fun-loving kind of goofball, but he could sit in a corporate office back in Washington, D.C. and talk about FCC regulations and like he was the man. I mean, and I'd be like, Bill Squires, really? That? And I guess he was just a whiz. Anyways, there's a memorial tournament for him on February the 22nd. If you're interested, call Connor down there at the country club, and I don't have any numbers or anything like that, but that'll be a good thing. Bill passed away this past football season, and I got the pleasure to watch the last 5 or 6 Grizz games with him because he was up in the Learfield box. So made fun of him and picked on him the whole time.
Yeah,
he wouldn't stop laughing.
Well, 7 minutes in, I suppose we should get to our opening billboards, huh?
What's that? No, seriously.
Bend in format a little bit, Well, you introduce the show and the phone number and tease who our guest is.
Okay, fine.
Opening billboard, Gurns.
We're streaming worldwide on Newstalk, KGVO.com. AM 1290, FM, who knows, 98.3.
It's the fire smoke. It's in his head, everybody.
Follow us on Twitter at Sports Talk Back, podcast online at newstalkkgvo.com. Our phone number is 721-1290. Somebody's been trying to call us for the past 5 minutes. You just won't answer the phone, but that's all right.
It was telemarketer, I could tell.
Okay. Those are billboards?
That was your opening billboard.
Well, when I hear
you learned a new radio word
top
today.
40
Congratulations.
Is what I
see.
What I
talk
about Huey Lewis.
No, that was your opening billboard.
Yeah. Hey, and please do announce, sitting to my right and your left, the one, the only, and we'll have to extend the invitation, but I think we need her to be in our band.
Make her part of the house band?
Brynn Molloy from the University of Montana is here. Hi, Brynn.
Hi.
Welcome, Brynn.
Since we've been, and not by default, but, there's only so many instruments to go around.
And she has got a lot of evening activities going on. She's got a lot of irons in the fire, and I thought, well, I will ask. A lot of times she just says, doggone it, I can't make it. I've got something else going on. But she said, yes, I can be there. So
when Pinkerton took his instrument and he left, along with our best player, which we'll discuss later in the show.
That was.
Anyways,
I was surprised, but not surprised, I guess.
It's almost like that's almost like Ty Gregorak getting on the phone and calling our best player wanting to transfer for his senior year to Montana State. Oh, wait, did that happen? Ooh, maybe. Anyways, dirty pool, Denny. Dirty
wow.
Pool. Yeah.
You've got dirt. You're not spilling on the counter here.
No. I'd keep it on the floor.
You're going to keep that to yourself?
Keep it on the floor. Hey, you know what? Before we get to Brynn, we're going to talk Grizzly stuff. Why don't we do our trivia?
Well, I'd be happy to do that.
Okay.
Sports Talk Tonight Trivia, 721-1290. We are brought to you by Fuddruckers and Happy Days Car Wash. Our trivia winner gets a $10 gift card to Fuddruckers, world's greatest hamburgers. Whatever you order off that amazing menu of theirs, you get to top it yourself to make it absolutely perfect. You tell them how you want to cook. They call out your name when it's done, and then you go over and pile on the toppings, or maybe try something different, experiment a little bit. Also, great selection of local microbrews. That's Fuddruckers North Reserve in Missoula. $10 gift certificate and a gift card for the Works Car Wash. You want an immaculate car, you go to locally owned Happy Days Car Wash for the Works Car Wash. Happy Days is on Brooks between Fairbridge Inn and Pizza Hut. Do you have a dirty dog? They've also got the dog wash at Happy Days. 721-1290 if you know our trivia. And we're probably going to talk a lot about football tonight. So we take a quick look back at that national championship season. Ah, yes, 2001. The Grizz had just come back from a September 8th game at Hawaii. We all know what happened Tuesday, September 11th of that year. That forced so many events to be canceled that week while our lives were on hold, and that included a Montana Grizzly home game scheduled for September 15th. Who were the Grizz scheduled to play that day? Was it A, Eastern Washington, B, Fort Lewis College, or C, Idaho? Montana Grizzly football home game was canceled September 15th, 2011. The Grizz were scheduled to play that day, A, Eastern Washington, B, Fort Lewis College, or C, Idaho. 721-1290. Got to have a winner. Put you in a higher tax bracket with that prize package.
You know, I think I know the answer to that, but to be honest with you, I do not remember that.
That's a pretty good one, huh? I don't know why that popped into my head today, but it did.
Because you have your Hawaiian shirt on, that's why.
Yes, and this one came from Hawaii. Maybe you're the one that gave it to me because I couldn't go. I don't know, but I've tried to take really good care of it for 16 years.
Maybe.
I got to get to our winner.
Okay, hey, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we will have that winner on Sports Talk Tonight.
Now back to Missoula's Sports Talk Tonight on KGVO.
Missoula Sports.
Every second of every day.
We are back. Sports Talk Tonight, Gurns and Bedard, brought to you by the Ranch Club. Golf, dining, entertainment, events, and the incredible pool. Visit them online at ranchclub.com, located just off Mullen Road. By the Orange Street Food Farm, a locally owned and operated grocery store featuring the freshest fruits and vegetables, fresh meats, and a great beer and wine selection. And by Grizzly Liquor, located downtown next to the Iron Horse. Big Sky, big selection, and online at grizzlyliquor.com. Denny.
Yes, sir.
I do believe that you have yourself a winner.
Mr. Gary Crane of Missoula, Montana. How are you tonight, Gary? Well, I thought I had Gary. Hold on a second. There we go. How are you tonight, Gary?
I'm just fine, thank you.
Appreciate you being a part of the Sports Talk Tonight family. Are you a regular, or did you just accidentally trip and fall on it tonight?
I listen every chance I get.
All right, good job.
Wow.
Hey, we went back to 2001 since we're going to be talking a lot about Grizzly football tonight, and Montana had just come back from a September 8th game against Hawaii, and then, of course, Tuesday, September 11th happened and forced a lot of events to be canceled, and that included the Grizz home game, which was scheduled for September 15th, and they were scheduled to play that day, A, Eastern Washington, B, Fort Lewis College, or C, Idaho. What do you think there, Gary Crane?
I think it's C, Idaho.
And fortunately, the two schools had November 24th available, so it could be rescheduled. That was a week after a victory over the Bobcats in Bozeman, and the Grizz went on to beat the Vandals 33-27, double overtime.
Wow, what a game.
Yeah, and so they were able to reschedule that September 15th game against Idaho. Gary got it right. Hey, Gary, we do appreciate you listening to the show, and we'll get your prize package mailed out to you, all right?
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. Gary Crane of Missoula, our latest winner, Gertz.
Good job, Gary.
Yeah.
You know, it.
Did you know it, by the way?
No, I didn't, but I didn't realize that it had been rescheduled. And if I remember correctly, didn't the NFL play on that weekend because they something to the effect that they didn't want to succumb to the.
I want to say
that's what I actually didn't remember it had been rescheduled. I was sure we had played it for that reason. I remember there being some talk about, if you don't play these games, then it's just giving in to what the terrorists want. But now, once you said that, I'm like, oh yeah, that did happen.
And I'm sure that whole week was just a whirlwind, anyways.
And we all remember so many crazy events and little things and where you were and all of that stuff. But I can remember, I think I was filling in for one of our news department guys that week, was either off that day or out of town or whatever. And I can still remember Wayne Hogan coming in and announcing it. Our athletic director at the time, Wayne, comes into our studios and announces that we are going to cancel the September 15th home game against Idaho. I said, but it does look like we may be able to get it rescheduled for November 24th, and that's what happened.
Well, I remember I was getting ready for work that morning, and Kat England was my roommate at the time, and she said, come out here. And I saw the second one hit, and my wife and all my buddies were flying back. We had left that day, but everybody else came back the next day. And remember, they stopped in L.A., and then they had to find cars and drove all the way home, and it was crazy. You
said you felt old earlier. I was a freshman, and I was on the second floor of Craig Hall, walking down the hallway. When
I was going to say, in high school?
How's that make you feel?
Oh, man, I tell you. We were talking, and Denny, 2001, that was 16 years ago. And we've been plenty of time since then, but 16 years.
Yeah.
It's time.
We got to get another one.
It's time.
I wonder if that's why I did think of that. I know you can still get these, but I don't know if it was Wayne. I don't know if it was Guffey. I don't know who it was that brought me the souvenir Hawaiian shirt from that game. And I have done everything I can for 16 years to take the best of care
it looks
of
great.
This shirt. It's still holding up pretty good.
Then you wear it well.
Yeah. Oh, thanks, Gary.
You wear it well, as Rod Stewart said.
So I was wearing my Montana Grizzly Hawaiian shirt today that I got as a souvenir from Hawaii in 2001. Maybe that's why that question popped into my head. I don't know.
Well, hey, we have got Brynn Molloy here from the University of Montana. She is in charge of everything fun and groovy and exciting. It brings much joy to every Grizzly fan throughout Grizzly Nation.
Geez, don't put any pressure on her.
No. So we want to know right now what the big surprises are this year. And you're probably not going to be able to tell
I knew you were going to ask that.
And you knew you're not going to tell me.
You're right. No, we do have a few things up our sleeves just to change pregame up a little bit. Nothing crazy, nothing drastic, but get out of the routine while keeping with traditions. But not that I don't want to tell you, we're actually finalizing how these things are going to play out. So
right.
It will have to be a surprise on some of them.
And the last time we got to talk to you, I don't know, that was early summer, late spring. It's just I don't know if I should say it's amazing, because I pretty much know the psyche of Grizz fans in general, but it's just amazing to me how much feedback, hopefully good, but obviously some a little not good and a little weird, but it is amazing to me how much feedback the marketing department gets about everything. There is not a topic, not a category. You could put out a questionnaire about everything. How many steps up to the concourse should there be? And you'd probably get a big response. It's just
you're very right.
It must blow you away at times.
It does. You get we actually get some really great feedback, and we're appreciative for that. But there's some stuff that makes you chuckle too. Mm-hmm. Definitely makes you chuckle, but it means we have passionate fans. So
yeah. For instance, what are some of the things that you got a lot of input on for this coming season? And on the website gogrizz.com there was a questionnaire too.
Yep, we had the fan feedback survey out there, and we had music suggestions too. Music is a big one we always get. But the funny thing about the music suggestions is there's not been any requests for songs we don't play. So, or you absolutely have to play this. Yes, I can tell you exactly when we play that. Mm-hmm. There's been a couple that, you just laugh. I'm like, maybe they're not in the stadiums, or maybe they don't.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's, music is definitely the biggest one. And trying to figure out, gosh, what music will appeal to the college students and the people who've been season ticket holders for 50 years and everybody in between. So it's always a fun puzzle.
Isn't that funny? I mean, sure, there are ones that I like, some that I don't like too much, but I really could kind of care less. It's just sort of part of the atmosphere, but obviously I don't think like a lot of fans do about
You know,
that.
and as long as we play Welcome to the Jungle when we come onto the field,
That's not going anywhere.
that's all that I care about.
That's
I will
all you
tell you
care
that
about.
is not going
I mean,
anywhere
that's
ever, as far as I'm concerned.
There you Yeah, there we go. There we go. See, now I don't have to call in or write anything. Me and Brynn are right here.
You're taken care of,
That's
Gerns.
right. We're right on the. We're on.
I'd
the
actually
same
play
wavelength.
that song about 4 more times a game if I could.
Well, yeah,
If I could get away with it.
Exactly.
We'll take overtime suggestions tonight at 721-1290. See if we can stump the Brynn and request something that we actually don't play.
We got the Champion Center. When is that due to open up, Brynn, or tentatively?
Grand opening is October 13th, so hopefully we have the athletes in there a little bit sooner, living in there. But as last I heard, we'll be getting the keys here sometime in September, and then there's a certification process, with the air quality and technical building terms that I don't know or understand, so I won't pretend to know them. But grand opening is set for homecoming weekend, so
cool.
Friday the 13th.
And I hear there's, and I haven't driven by to see it, but I hear there's a couple of really cool new windows out there with some etched glass that they did at the University of Oregon. TC Glass,
Yep,
I believe, donated that.
Yes, thank you. Somebody donated it, and it's beautiful. And today, some of the exterior signage started going up. The dimensional letters. So, it's getting close.
Well, I am getting over there. I'm going to go watch the scrimmage on Saturday morning. But
and they were actually this morning. Chuck Mays sent me a photo. They were finishing the South Concourse, repouring the concrete in there. So we're getting pretty darn close. Some of the finishing touches are starting to take place.
And the roof of the Championship Center is potentially expanded seating for the football stadium. Is that what somebody told me?
I think that might be in the master plan down the road, but Kent would have to be the one, or Sundberg could answer that because they've seen that master plan and studied it much more detail than I have.
Well, and that's kind of what they did when they built the stadium. They left to put light standards up there. They think ahead. I mean, for sure, because if you have a chance to do it, and it's not going to cost you too much more to prepare for it. Yeah. On the other hand, if you just aren't prepared for it, I mean, it's going to so that's smart. I noticed they put the cork down on the football field.
Yep, the cool play. It's down.
It's like a lime olive green that kind of blends in with the black down there, the rubber.
Yep. I've been meaning to ask some of the players, does it actually make it cooler? I don't know if it does.
Well, I was down there last week when it was really hot, and it's just hot. It's hot. Okay, I don't know. Whether it's 100 or 115, it's hot.
How is it supposed to make it cooler?
It's supposed to be like 10, 15 degrees. Supposed to absorb the heat and keep it there.
Oh,
right. And I think pull it down out of that top layer.
Mm-hmm. So,
what is a typical marketing director's day for a football game? I mean, you probably got a lot of people that are
like an actual football game day, or
she's glued to 3 walkie-talkies.
A day right now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, picture me. No matter.
I want to hear what
how
game day.
I brush my hair in the morning, it looks like I stuck my finger in a socket by the end of it. No, I usually get there, depending on what time the game is, get there way earlier than I need to, because I'm one of those people, I'd rather be prepared and have too much time than not prepared and not have enough time. So get there early, go through, make sure the PA book's ready for our good friend Peter Christian, just double check all of that stuff, make sure we've got all of our elements ready. We always test everything on Grizz Vision leading up to, but I also like to test it the morning of to make sure that things are still working, because believe it or not, sometimes you test it 12 times and it still has a glitch. So, but with this new board, that's not as much of an issue. I'm learning to trust the new board. The old board, we had some trust issues. So.
What is the difference? Just more sophisticated circuitry in it, and
yes, it's new. Yes,
it's new.
And the software we have that runs the board is much better. So
good.
It's able to do what we're asking it to do.
Yeah.
Now you have a bunch of minions below you too that help you out quite a bit as well.
Oh, yes.
Do you not?
I drive them crazy because I say teamwork makes the dream work all the time. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Brynn. I'm like, no, really.
Don't steal that one, Gerns.
I love that line.
I see a T-shirt coming.
But really, truly, couldn't do it without our team. We have interns on the team as well. And
he's writing this down.
have you never heard that?
No.
What?
No, I have not heard that.
Yeah.
I can't take credit for it, but man, I use it a lot.
That'll be part of our pregame show open, I can tell.
Yep.
That'll be part of the opening billboard.
Well, Denny, as you know, teamwork makes the dream work.
It's time for my opening billboard.
As
teamwork.
Fairy dust and glitter. Unicorns.
But, I'm sure you try to keep it up, being lighted, but you're under a lot of pressure because, especially during a football game, because fans, as you use music as an example, but there's a lot more to it than that. There's entertainment on the field, whether it be Monty the mascot, the cheer squad, the dance team, the promotional events, whether it's a field goal contest, all of that circles back to the marketing department.
Yes, it sure does. I like to, when people ask me what I do, I think the best way to describe it on a game day is I'm calling all the shots of what's happening in the stadium, with the exception, of the security. I don't. Chuck does a great job of that, but everything that's happening in there, except for what is happening on the field, is coming from our team. So I'm the coach in the press box, whereas our own coaches, of course, are coaching the team, but everything else is my team is doing our best to make it come off seamlessly.
Yeah. And how does it originate? I mean, you've probably got people from the marketing partner, Grizzly Sports Properties. They're coming to you and say, Brynn, we want this client to be down on the field doing such and such a thing, or maybe the athletic director or the president comes to you and say, we want to do an acknowledgement. But that all comes to you first, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Working right now on
to oblige everybody.
Our game day protocol for the first game and figuring out how to work things in. And then, we have some great promotions, but you never know what's going to happen in the game. So, of course, what would be an example? The stand-up and sing, which we're actually switching that up this year. I will give you guys a hint on that one, the karaoke cam. We're having some football players sing bad karaoke to get us going.
Oh, boy.
So it'll be I hope everybody finds it as fun as I do.
And Sunberg.
I did get Sunberg on it.
Oh, good.
He told me that if I ever showed anybody that video.
So you're playing it every game.
I might. Oh, he can sing a mean version of Sweet Caroline. I hope you're listening, Greg.
That's about it. I feel bad for
I think he is a devoted listener.
The tables around the state of Montana that he's gotten on top of and belted.
Yeah. But of course you hope that those things happen, like the fun things happen, something really good in the game happens, and then we go to a media timeout. So it's always a little bit of a buzzkill when you've got something scheduled that gets the fans on their feet and something not so great happens. But I have faith. I think we're going to have good stuff going this year.
Can I be selfish here and make you money at the same time?
Sure.
Wow.
People don't need to call me about birthdays for the Grizzly games.
Oh, yeah.
And how I can get them on the board. There's a process.
Now that you mention it, what he said.
You call the university, you write a check or give them the credit card, and then they'll get it done for you.
Yeah.
And even better, not that we don't want to hear from you, but you can go online.
There you go.
GoGrizz.com. Under Inside Athletics, there's an option for Grizz Vision announcements.
There you go.
And we finally got with the times and can accept payment online, too.
No, shut the front door.
Yep. We're big time.
Wow.
Yeah.
There we go.
But you get...
Coca-Cola is a very generous sponsor, so I understand maybe why people call you Gerns. But
you personally get a lot of calls saying, hey, can you do a birthday wish?
A couple times a year at least. It's like, it's the same people. It's like, hey, I told you last year.
Right. Right.
Hey, we're going to take a break. When we come back, more with Brynn Molloy. We'll hear about what's coming up here in the next month leading up to Grizzly football. Lots of events going on. We will get the facts from her when we come back. Sports Talk Tonight.
Sports Talk Tonight, live from the KGVO studio.
Missoula Sports.
We are back. Sports Talk Tonight, brought to you in part by the Granite Pharmacy. Locally owned and operated pharmacy on South Avenue between Shopko and Big Sky High School. Find them at granitepharmacy.com. By Bell McCall Ford, great selection of new and used cars, trucks, and SUVs. Bell McCall is your locally owned low-cost auto dealer for over 100 years in downtown Hamilton. And by The Peak, health and wellness with 3 premier facilities in Missoula and a dedicated staff to help you achieve and maintain your health and wellness and get rid of your third chin Guernsey goals. The Peak, health and wellness.
The TCG.
Oh, boy. I got to do something.
Well,
hey, look at that.
you should start coming to ULA.
I'd rather do hot yoga.
And try to make the dream work.
ULA. You teach ULA.
I do teach ULA.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, I want to be able to walk.
Oh, you will be able to. It's great. And it's for everybody. It's
All
not
right.
about how it looks. It's how it feels, Gerns.
All right. We got the opening game, September the 2nd versus Valparaiso. We're talking U of M football here. over there in Seattle on the 9th to take on the Huskies, but we've got a few events coming up in between there. Brynn, the Great Grizz Encounter, August the 24th, down at Karis Park. Always
huge event.
Oh, so cool. Last year it was hot. Mm-hmm. It was very hot, but it was so fun. I had my son down there and just to see all the little kids and autographs and stuff. It was neat. I mean, that thing's been going on for a while now, and what a nice way for the fans to meet the players.
Yeah, it's a fun event. It's great for the guys they practice earlier in the day, but get out of the routine and get down and see people and talk with people, and we really do have such a great fan base, but not everybody gets to go to games all the time, so it's a really cool way to engage off the field, away from the field. And
I'm sure they'll sign more autographs and have more time to talk because they're only practicing once a day. I'm just going to throw that out there. That too.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Gurn's went grumpy old man on us on this.
Did you walk to school uphill both ways, too, Gurns?
Yeah, once he found out once he found out they discontinued 2-a-days, it was a different guy to work with.
I live
back in my day, we had 3-a-days back when I
lived 4 blocks from the high school, and I drove my 1974 blue Subaru every day.
Right. 4 blocks.
Oh boy, you would have seen this car. Holy cow! Aqua teal. Yeah.
A lot of social media updated things going on in the Grizzly Athletics too.
Yeah.
Well, we should. I'm sorry to interrupt you. I guess just to make clear, Karis Park is where the Great Grizz Encounter is, and I guess it's in conjunction with downtown tonight, so people start gathering around 5:30. But I think the team officially arrives about 6:30.
Yep, team will be introduced at 6:30. I don't quite know the agenda yet for
And that's on a Thursday.
Yep,
right.
a Thursday
yes,
night.
Week from tomorrow.
And then we get them to tables to sign autographs as fast as we can, and then we've got them there till about 8:30, so they can get home. So hopefully the smoke stays away, clears away, so that it's more enjoyable for everybody down there.
Yeah, for sure.
And we always politely ask kids of all ages, please don't have one player autograph like 800 things, because there's a lot of people who would like to get signatures.
You're right. It is a 2-item limit.
There you go.
But it's not just the team. I mean, and a few people, the coaches speak, the honors candidates, I believe they get up and chitty-chat a little bit. And Spirit Squad's there. And
Monty's
there. And
Monty's there sweating.
Just a big old event.
Yes,
yeah,
it's fun. It's a lot of fun.
Okay.
Second annual ticket pickup. When is that?
Had it already.
Oh, geez. How was that?
But Coca-Cola sponsored that, too, so thanks.
Wow.
It was last Tuesday.
Okay.
And it was a great event. It's fun for us. Realistically, are we going to get 18,000 fans to pick up their tickets? No, that's just not going to happen. But, several hundred people come through and get their tickets. And it's fun for us because we get to see people face to face and thank them. So we're looking forward to continuing that and growing it in the future and seeing what we can do.
See, I've never had season tickets, so I've never had to pick them up. I've always been busy.
Well, and the purpose of it, I mean, it's a goodwill thing, but the purpose of it is just maybe to decrease the lines at the will call windows, or what? How did it come to be specifically to begin with?
Honestly, it came from a lot of people want their hands on their season tickets as early as they can possibly get them, and we've worked hard over the years to get them in earlier and earlier, but then they go in the mail, and certain things happen, and things sometimes take longer to get there. So we just. Well, last year we did it. So 2 years ago we had started talking about it. We're like, why don't we give people the opportunity to come in and pick them up if they'd like to?
So it's all about saving on postage for the University of Montana.
That does help.
In these times.
But the people who really want them in their hands, in their possession, several people said last Tuesday, they're like, this is so great.
Yeah.
Now I don't have to worry, check my mail every day. I've got them.
Yep.
So, but it's fun. It's turned into... I met somebody from down in Stevie, and they come in and just talking about how excited they are, and
nice.
Meet people that I would never meet otherwise because on game day I'm press box.
Otherwise occupied.
Yes.
Something that I want to know about, and only because my son, Snapchat, I have a Bitmoji now, and it's got my number 21 on the chat. I mean, it's really cool. So. Mobile app and rewards app. What's that? What's going on?
Yep. So we have 2 different apps. One is the Montana Grizzlies app, and that is 24/7, just Grizz news videos. You can stream through it, get videos. The videos that we post, you get them there. And that you just search Montana Grizzlies. It's free in the App Store. And then the other one is the Grizz Nation Rewards app, and that one's fun for us. It's a way for us to reward fans for coming up to games. So check into games, and so download the Grizz Nation Rewards app, check into the games, and earn points, and then you can redeem those points for prizes.
Cool.
Yeah, so
cool.
It's a fun way. That one is definitely will hopefully get real buy-in from students on it, but it's open to all fans, and we have some corporate sponsors jumping on to give away discounts and gift cards and stuff from their businesses.
Cool. It's all about the phones anymore.
Yeah, and our phones too.
Wow,
we're
we got a
scrambling.
call?
We're scrambling to get Brynn. Can you hear okay through there,
Yes,
Brynn?
I can.
Okay, all right. Al is on the phone. Had a couple questions for Brynn. How are you tonight, Al?
Super. On the football tickets, I just kind of heard about it through word of mouth. Was it in the paper or anything?
You know what? We sent out an email to all season ticket holders who have their emails on file with us, and then we advertised it on social media and the radio, but it was not in the paper, the print paper, no.
Okay. I heard a word of mouth. Unfortunately, I showed up a day too late.
Oh, shoot. Did you get your tickets, though? Have you received them yet?
I got them in the mail, and
okay,
the person who told me also showed up a day too late.
Oh, dear.
He told me he was in line out there, and the guy from Great Falls was over there trying to get his ticket.
Oh, really? Huh. I wonder. Well, yeah, we're always looking to, improve our advertising, so.
Well, and Al, if it makes you feel any better, Gerns was going to show up a week too late, so.
A day late, $1 short. Yeah. This might be a question for Denny. I heard there's in the process of getting a new Fieldhouse scoreboard. Has Denny seen it yet, or is it up yet?
I have not. We did talk about it a little bit, just a little tiny bit with Todd Rare. Todd's the new general manager of Grizzly Sports Properties, but a marketing partner of the university. And Brynn, you probably know a thing or two about a new scoreboard because I imagine you'll be operating gizmos to make it go.
Yes, we are getting that, and they've taken out the old center hung.
They have.
And we have drawings of the new one, and actually parts are starting to arrive. It'll go in sometime in September and hopefully be fully functioning for the first home basketball game.
So they've taken the old one down, so they have no choice.
Yeah, we got to put a new one up.
There you go.
Can I ask a third real quick question?
Of course you can, Al.
In the field house, the seating area, when they changed it around to get the soft seats on the three sides, you know where the pet band is right now? Mm-hmm. If you're like out on the floor looking at them, they're on the right-hand side of, I guess, the north area. They started out on the left-hand side right next to the opposing basketball team, and I thought that was super, but they moved them after a couple of years. How come they moved them?
I believe that was a sportsmanship thing.
Yeah.
Coming from the Big Sky Conference, asking all schools to move the bands away from the opposing teams.
Yeah, I did think that was a good move. I mean, I understand, trying to rattle the opponent a little bit, but I thought, man, that's a bit over the top. They were in the northwest corner of the lower level. Now they're in the northeast corner over by you where you play the music.
Yep.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Thanks for your support.
Political correctness, huh?
Yep. Well, a little bit, but
I tell you. Hey, we got a phone call
they were
tonight.
just too close.
Has that ever
Holy
happened?
cow.
Does your guest ever do
I tell you what. No,
that?
Sunberg never.
No.
In fact, people said they were gonna call, and then they heard Sunberg was on, and then there's nah.
You are, Brynn, you are in very elite company. That as a guest, you got questions.
Thanks, Al, for the questions.
Yeah, of course.
Let's get to the schedule. That's that first away game, University of Washington. Not a lot of cool stuff, but some cool stuff happening over there for Grizz fans. I got the last ticket today.
You did?
To the Mariners game.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah, I did.
I didn't know they were out of them. That's great.
Yeah.
That's a good problem to have.
That is a good problem. Sold all 200
awesome.
deals. But tell us what they're doing over there.
Yep, so alumni's doing an event at the Mariners game. I believe they have section, 200 seats there, and then there'll be...
It's behind if you watch the game, sometimes they film from back there. It's like a patio area kind of raised up right behind where the bullpen is.
Yeah, the party deck.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so that's going on Friday night, and then Saturday we have a tailgate out there like we do at most of our away games. But for that one, you can go online and pre-register. I don't think we'll turn anybody away at the tailgate, of course, but you can pre-register to get yourself taken care of and meet up with Grizz fans and just do the whole. I mean, it's Washington. How cool!
I know it's fairly close. There's a lot of alumni. In the area.
I don't know the exact order. I think Billings is number one, and outside of Missoula, of course. Billings is number one in the state, but I think Seattle and Denver, maybe the two larger markets that where you'll find the largest numbers of Grizz alum.
Yeah, it's always fun to go back there and see people you played with and what have you.
Cool.
But hey, you know what, Denny? We've got the pregame tailgate show.
Yes.
I'm going to be over there, but I'm going to be up there in studio with Sumberg and Riley Corcoran.
I know.
And we
I
will be,
am looking forward to that. I'll be right here where I'm standing right now is where I will be. But we'll be able to communicate back and forth.
Oh, we will. And you know what we could do, Denny? We could FaceTime each other.
We could do that. Wouldn't
that be cute?
Yeah. I don't know about cute. But
Do you need me to teach you how to use FaceTime?
I know how to use
yeah.
Not Facebook, but FaceTime.
Yeah. Sounds like we'll need some teamwork to
make that dream work.
Hey, thank you, Britt.
I was like, I've heard that before. Oh, yeah. We just did that.
Teamwork, bad dream work.
Oh, geez.
I should mention one more thing about the home opener, though, for football. It is the whiteout game where our team will be actually debuting their new white uniforms. So for those who don't know, we wear white on the road and maroon at home, but we have special permission to wear white for that game. So there's a really cool Fight, Unite, Win. That's our slogan this year. White T-shirt that you can get, and $1 from each of those shirts purchased goes back to the Athletic Facility Improvements Funds. So great way to not only join the team and kind of wear what they're wearing, but support the programs as well.
Fight, Unite, Win's pretty cool, by the way. Props to whoever have put that together. But that's a pretty good one.
Did you see the hype video released today? If you haven't, go check it out. It'll give you a little bit more of the why behind Fight, Unite, Win.
And I tell you what.
Is that on the GoGrizz.com site?
Yep. It's up there and on Twitter and Facebook.
All of the videos that are being produced for Grizzly athletics in general anymore are just outstanding.
We've got a great team. We just got Austin Valley hired full-time recently. He's been doing some work for us, but he's full-time, and our communications team, Joel, Eric Tabor, and Nick, they're awesome, and the marketing team, we're working together and knocking some major stuff out this year. It's fun. It's a lot of fun.
It's cool to get into the 21st century and really dive into it. Mm-hmm. It's funny because everybody in the Big Sky Conference, including Montana State, wants to be like the Grizz with stadium, with uniforms, with video stuff and all this. We actually strive to be like the FBS schools, like the University of Washington's, the University of Oregon's, and all that. Yeah, and that's the difference. That is the difference. Pretty high.
And you can talk about it, and it's true. University of Montana has great fans, but all fans, I don't care what team, they kind of like all they like fancy bells and whistles and explosions and all sorts of cool stuff. Mm-hmm. That's on you, Brynn.
We try.
Hey, we're going to take our last break. When we come back, we'll still have Brynn around. We're going to do Stupid. We're going to do Steel, and talk about Bud Light cans when we come back on Sports Talk Tonight.
Now back to Missoula's Sports Talk Tonight on KGVO.
Missoula Sports.
Every second of every day.
We are back. Sports Talk Tonight brought to you in part by CHS Mountain West Co-op. Western Montana's source for Cenex fuel, feed, fertilizer, clothing, and tack for over 75 years. By Jerry Wessels Tire Center. Locally owned Les Schwab Tire Center provides the best tire value promise. Visit them online at jerrywesselstirecenter.com. Our guest, Brynn Molloy, as always, brought to you by First Montana Bank, your home for free Centennial checking plus unlimited cash back every time you use your debit card, online at firstmontanabank.com.
Before we get back to Brynn, it is time for Scott Guernsey's Steel of the Week. Steel of the Week is brought to you by True North Steel, Western Montana's industry leader in quality, manufactured, and fabricated steel products. Guernsey Steel of the Week.
Well, Denny, the University of Montana this past week has lost 2 coaches from their athletic programs. Head coach Higgins, the UM golf coach, ladies golf coach, is moving on. I don't believe he's
Iowa
even coaching, but he is leaving. He has sent in his resignation, and we have accepted it. And he's going onward and upward. The other coach we lost was, and we talked about this last week, was Coach Jamie Pinkerton, going back to familiar territory, Iowa State.
Lost a house band member.
Yeah, not the worst thing in the world. I mean, you're going to an upper level school. That's great, but then you steal our best player, Sydney Stites, and take her with you. Which I don't know how I feel about that. It's like Baltimore going to Cleveland or Cleveland going to Baltimore, middle of the night.
I think Dell might argue that she's the best player, and she's still here.
Well, one of our better players. One of our better players. But you know what I mean. Kind of an interesting situation, but they stole Jamie, and he stole one of his players from us. So his player, whatever. So that's my steal of the week.
Brought to you by True North Steel, Western Montana's industry leader in quality manufactured and fabricated steel product.
All right, Denny, stupid athlete of the week.
Yeah.
This is it's really tough because there's not a lot. Football's in training camp, so they're busy. They can't hardly get in trouble. Okay. So Jose Fernandez, pitcher for the Miami Marlins, died tragically last year in a speedboat, banana boat, cigar boat incident where after a game he was out with a couple of friends and crashes the boat, and all three of them die. And it's a sad deal. The owner of the Marlins, Jeffrey Loria, is selling the team to a group headed by Derek Jeter, blah, blah, blah. Jeffrey Loria was going to put up a statue of Mr. Fernandez. But, the guy was drunk. The guy was on cocaine. The guy does cocaine. And now you want to honor him with a statue? Are you kidding me? I think that is stupid. Stupid, stupid, stupid. Now, the guy dies tragically some other way, and he's a model citizen and a all-in-all great guy. I don't know. I just don't see how you can honor somebody that's doing that stuff, kills himself, and takes two people away as well. That's kind of glorifying bad behavior as far as I'm concerned. And that's my stupid, how about an idea of the week?
There's a third element?
Yes, stupid idea.
Wow.
There can be coaches, there can be teams, there can be players.
Uh-huh.
This might be a fourth. Stupid idea.
Stupid idea.
That's
all
my
right.
stupid idea.
Okay.
Call me heartless, whatever.
Hey, I got to get back over there to Brynn Molloy, Marketing Director, University of Montana, Athletics Department, because Jennifer sent me a note and said, ask Brynn who narrates the hype video.
That one actually was McKenna Simmis who did it this time.
No kidding.
Behind the scenes info, we were actually trying to get J.K. Simmons for that, and it wasn't able to work out because honestly, we didn't think it would happen, and so we got to it too late in the game. But J.K. is interested in helping us out in the future, so that's kind of an exciting little tidbit. But McKenna Simmis did a fantastic job with that.
Cool.
Anxious to check that out.
Wow. And are they going to, is that something that if they don't get J.K. to do it, they might look to other student athletes to lend a voice?
Oh, yeah.
Very cool.
Yep.
Very cool. Very cool. Shout out to the Missoula 12U All-Star team. Went down there to San Bernardino. They end up going 3-2. They beat Alaska 12-0, lost a heartbreaker to Oregon 3-2, beat Wyoming 6-1, beat Idaho 16-1, and then lost to your eventual champion out of the West region or Northwest region, Washington 10-6. They go 3-2 down there, and what a
not bad. Not bad.
What a good showing.
Yeah,
by the squad.
It was great to have those guys in here.
It was.
Back.
They came on. They did well.
Oh yeah, they were fun.
They did well.
Yeah.
And you know what? And they had talked about. I just want to give a plug out to the Missoula Fresh Markets out there. They had the fundraiser, I think, the night before, where they were bagging groceries and raising money for a cause. And I know that the Garden City Missoula Zootown softball team was doing the same thing. And maybe they'll get mad at me for this, but if you've got a fundraiser or something and want to have a business get behind you for a really good causes and what have you, go talk to Ron and Bob down there at Missoula Fresh Market, and they'll probably help you out because they are all about community involvement.
Very much so.
Yes, sir.
Brynn Molloy, Marketing Director, University of Montana Athletics, first home football game coming up. Talk a little bit about your staff. I've gotten to know, I work for Brynn among many as public address for basketball, but I've got to know a couple of your staff members, but you got a pretty good group there. Talk about them a little bit in our final couple minutes here.
We have a great team. So Mikkel Bennett is our assistant marketing director, and she was a savior for me. She had been an intern. Christy Anderson was my predecessor in his position and hired Mikkel as an intern. And then when I got hired for the job, Mikkel stayed on as an intern and was so helpful. And then I got out of college and a part-time position opened up and we got her in there. And then the way things shook out, she's full-time and my right-hand woman. And then Kenzie Cole, who was actually a former softball player for us. She was our only senior the first year, is our marketing coordinator. Austin Valley is our video guy. And then, like I said, I work closely with the communications team, Eric and Joel and Nick. So it's pretty awesome. But I should mention, I will get in big trouble by Kenzie if I don't do this. Soccer starts August 25th and 27th.
Yes,
we have
ma'am.
some
The Montana Cup.
Yep, the Montana Cup. Some big home openers, which we could probably talk an hour about what soccer's got going. They should be exciting this year. They actually open this week, Friday?
Right.
Thursday. Friday. I don't know what day it is, honestly. I've been working every day of the week. So.
It's a day in the week.
It's either the 18th or the 19th.
Yep, they open on the road. Yep,
yeah.
they travel tonight or tomorrow. So get out and support our soccer team, too.
Yeah.
Awesome. Boy, big things coming. Great Grizz Encounter coming up.
It'll be that time of year.
First game, the second. We got a scrimmage on Saturday.
I'll be there, 8:30.
8:30. Oh, boy, I'll be in the woods at a wedding.
That's right, yeah.
And I will not be here next week. Tabes will be
Guest
here.
host, Eric Tabor.
Yes. Get all of that and more that your heart desires
Yes, sir.
on Sports Talk tonight.
See you, Gerns.
See you, Denny.
Thanks, Brynn.
Miss
Thank
you.
you.